There's currently two groups of people who are reviewing Rayhaan Azul. You have your group that were sent to the Maldives to promote the fragrance, and then you have your other group who are bitter about the people who were sent to the Maldives. As a 50-year-old man, I do not have the time or the energy to rain on someone else's joy or success. I'm also not mad at Rayhaan. Every company pays for promotion. And let's be clear, this was a marketing stunt, and it worked. We're talking about it here today. But what I hope these young bucks understand is that when you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. So yes, you had the opportunity to be sent to this beautiful dream destination. But then you're saying no to maintaining the trust and respect from the people within the fragrance community. And you're also sacrificing your credibility. And I say that as a fellow content creator and as a fan of some of these channels. I was recently watching Uda Erica's comparison of Rayhaan Azul and Dior Homme Cologne. And even though she was doing a pretty good comparison of the scent and the profile, I kept finding myself going back to the same thought. If Rayhaan just spent thousands of dollars on you, cash in kind, to promote this fragrance, how am I supposed to truly trust what you're telling me is true? So I just shut off the video. It's very frustrating, and I'm sure some of you feel the same way. So I just thought, you know what, let me just make this video myself. Now, I did have a company offer to send this to me for free, and I don't mind getting free product to review for you here on the channel. But for this project, I said, no, I'm gonna pay for it out of my pocket. I didn't want to be skewed in any direction, and I didn't want to be biased in my review. But what I also did to make sure I was giving you guys a fair side-by-side comparison, and it pained me to do this, is I picked up Dior Homme Cologne. And I'll tell you in a moment why it pained me so much to buy this. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna compare presentation and packaging. We're gonna go over scent profile, performance, and then price point. And then you guys decide which one works best for you. Let's start with the OG. So basic box, Dior Homme Cologne. It has the name here, and it'll say Cologne here at the bottom. Nothing too fancy about it. You have the particulars at the bottom. This is a 4.2 ounce bottle. In a moment, later on, I'll tell you the price point, although some of you may already know. But the bottle itself is very pretty. This I do like. It's the similar line to the other Dior Homme lines. It has that blue tubing. The atomizer comes out very at the end there at the bottom. The liquid is it looks like water that has some lemon lime sprinkled in there. And you'll have the Dior Homme there on the top. Very, very pretty bottle, very similar to the other ones. It's kind of frosted here on the side to give out that refreshing vibe. And the atomizer itself, it is pressurized. So you're gonna get a nice wide spray. So presentation itself, it's nice. It's nothing too fancy. It's not niche, it's designer, but it's nice. And the scent, I think one of the reasons that you see the liquid look like that, instead of it being clear, is that it is a very photorealistic scent of the lemon lime. It is extremely fresh. It is a really good fragrance. It's a beautiful scent for the summer. In the middle notes, you're gonna get some of that grapefruit blossom, which is gonna be like a white floral. And then you're gonna get sandalwood. It is a beautiful, uplifting summer fragrance. I sprayed my hand. I don't mind doing the strip, but that's only gonna tell me so much. I'm gonna spray my left hand with Dior Homme Cologne. In a moment, I'll do the same thing with Azul. But it is very, very good. The scent profile this is completely summer in a bottle. But let's talk about the elephant in the room. The performance is abysmal. You'll be lucky if you get 2 hours out of this. I've heard people say they get 30 minutes. My man, if you're getting 30 minutes out of any fragrance, you need to shower and you need to moisturize, because I get 30 minutes out of my Axe body spray. But it's realistic when people say an hour and a half, 2 hours. 30 minutes isn't really. I actually sprayed this on myself at Sephora about 2 weeks ago when I was deciding if I was gonna actually purchase this for the video. And when I got home, this was about 2 o'clock. When I got home about 4, my wife, I had to put it really close to her nose, and she can smell a faint skin scent, but she said it smelled really pretty. But you're gonna have to be that close to someone if you're gonna smell this on them after 2 hours. It's very, very faint. The issue is, this is an Eau de Cologne. I do not know why Dior decided to do this. They couldn't give us an EDT, they couldn't give us an Eau de Parfum. It's insane to me that they would make such a beautiful fragrance with such poor performance. And the most frustrating part of this, when I say that it paid me to buy this is $120 to $140, depending on where you get it, for a 4.2 ounce bottle, for an Eau de Cologne. That's like serving me the best Angus steak I've ever had, but giving me 2 ounces. It just leaves you wanting more. I'm not mad at Rayhaan, and I'm not mad at these influencers. If you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at Dior. If you're gonna make a fragrance this good, but then turn around and make it an Eau de Cologne and charge us $120 to $140, That's absurd. That's criminal. That's what you should be mad at, not Rayhaan. The issue is we keep buying this, and that's why they see no reason to take it to an EDT or an EDP. For what you're getting, as beautiful as this smells, you're gonna have to respray or you're gonna have to overspray this. And unless you have it like that and you just have 120, 140 bucks floating around for a fragrance, you're gonna have a hard time getting a lot of use out of this, because some people spend that and they don't want to use up the juice. So again, it is really, I'm gonna do, because this is gonna be realistic. This is what you're gonna have to do for this one to last anything more than 2 hours, is you're gonna have to spray quite a bit. So as we go on to Azul, I'm gonna let that dry and let that settle, and I'll let you know how it unfolds. Now let's compare the presentation and packaging of Rayhaan Azul. It's a little bit more involved. You're gonna have this white paper that's gonna go over like a sleeve over the box. And so the bottle itself looks very similar to that. That's how the box is, and the bottle side by side, very similar. Has this white plastic caging over it. Doesn't say Azul on there, it just says Rayhaan. And then you'll see either the blue glass, or I don't think the liquid is blue. I think it's just the glass is, but Azul translates to blue. When you put the bottle side by side, there's not a ton of comparison. I mean, this will have a blue glass. This has like this light blue water to me that it simulates a lemon lime glass of water. But really good presentation. This is actually a little bit more involved, a little bit nicer looking than the Dior Homme one. And the cap, it's also gonna be kind of like a harder plastic, very similar to the caging. So that's the bottle. The atomizer is also pressurized slightly. And so let's get a spray on strip. Let's go into the scent profile now. Now this right off the bat does not smell as photorealistic of a lemon lime. It does smell citrusy, but not the way Dior Homme does. This smells a little bit sweeter. I wouldn't say darker, just sweeter. You get the grapefruit blossom, and as this thing dries down, you start getting sandalwood. And I think where you're gonna get the freshness from this is another ingredient. It's a synthetic ingredient called cologne, which gives it that aquatic freshness. And that cologne is what's making this smell a little bit synthetic. I will tell you, right off the bat, this does smell stronger and it dries down stronger than this. And this one's gonna last you maybe 4 or 5 hours. I saw some of the influencers saying that this was 10 times stronger than this one. That's not accurate. And that's what's such a disservice to this fragrance, because it's really good. But when you walk around saying that it's gonna last you 8, 10 hours, you're gonna let a lot of people down. It is really good, but 4 or 5 hours, maybe 6 if you overspray. I'm a little bit of an oversprayer on my summer fragrances. But now let's take it to skin. I'm gonna do the same amount just to be fair. I know this one's stronger, but it's sweeter. This one is a lot more of the citrus lemon lime forward. I don't get a lot of the grapefruit blossom here. Here, I do get that more. And as it dries down, you're gonna get a little even more sweetness, and it becomes a little bit woody with the sandalwood. And then that cologne kind of makes it push just a little bit more. I have to keep it real though. If I'm talking about quality, if I'm talking about it being refined, this is obviously gonna be the one to go. And I know that it's really expensive for what it is for an EDC, but the quality is there. But I personally, I do not like spending $120 to $140 on something that's gonna last me 2 hours. I'm gonna have to go through this. One summer, this is gonna be gone. Whereas this one, although not as refined smelling, a little bit more synthetic, but a good smell, I'm not gonna have to spray as much. I can spray a little bit less and it's gonna last me longer. Now coming back to Dior Homme, there's some sweetness pushing through, but it's still very lemon lime forward. It's really hard to pull this off as a one-to-one. It's not gonna happen. This is not a one-to-one at all. It's an interpretation, it's close. And again, I think part of why there was so much credibility loss, even if you go through the comments of some of these YouTube creators and content creators, is they were glazing this in a way that it was life-changing. It's really good. I do think this is worth buying for the summer, I really do. If you are just focused on quality and it being refined, then drop the money on this one. I personally, if it wasn't for this video, I would have never bought this. But to be honest with you, if it wasn't for their marketing promotion that Rayhaan did, I'm not sure I would have picked this one either. My favorite Rayhaan right now is Aquatica. I still like Aquatica more than I like this one, but it's a good option. It is not the glaze, oh my goodness kind of fragrance that was pushed, but it is good. I still recommend it. I'm gonna list them both below for you guys. This one's gonna cost you anywhere between 35 to 40 bucks. When you compare that to 120 to 140, I still think it's well worth the purchase. I hope this helped. I hope you felt like I guided you in the right direction and not kind of steer you one way or the other. It really depends which one you like and what you're looking for. But either way, I really appreciate you guys' support. And as always, see you in the next one.